What's up? Any news came out?
Are we on?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So no official news. I am going to speculate tonight. I think it's a really weird time. And first of all, I wouldn't play George Hill tonight.
Why George Hill?
He was the first person to start the last walk. I don't want to. It's hard, Sheets. Like I don't know what to do because I don't want to get political. But I do think there is political.
He was the first person to.
And I think that we need to treat it that way, like a little bit. I know that sucks. I know that maybe sound crazy.
Let's hang on. Let me just sit what you're saying. So you're saying because of what's going on in Washington D.C., we don't want to play George Hill because George Hill was the first person to lead the walkout from the George Floyd thing. Is that the thesis?
And not entirely. It's he was leading the walkout from a number of different things. It's what's happening, I feel like, is sort of a reverse to. I don't know. I don't want to get into all the details about how I feel about it politically, but I do.
I do want to get into how it's going to make us money or not. So why, you got to explain this George Hill thing to me.
So I'm ignoring.
I was really going to consider playing him. So
I'm not playing him anyway. So it seems easier, but I do feel like there is a flip side that could happen, especially by the later games, that you're going to see a lot of people upset about the way people responded to something that they feel would have responded to the people whose movements they support going the other direction. And
should we play the early games with the not expectation, but accounting for the possibility the late games just get completely canceled?
I think it's worth accounting for the expectation that there's a possibility, but I don't mean all the late games. I meant specifically with George Hill. I mean specifically with Jaylen Brown. Unfortunately, this could be completely wrong, but there's enough good plays on an 8-game slate where I can go a different direction. So I am not playing any George Hill. I'm not playing any Jaylen Brown. I'm not going to play any spokesperson. I'm not playing Chris Paul. I'm not going to touch the Phoenix game entirely. I'm nervous that I'm very interested still in stacking the Sacramento game. But that's where I'm at. I mean, it's a tough world to try and navigate because I expect to be hearing news over and over again. And I just feel like, yeah, you have a better chance with the earlier games. Doesn't mean that you're not going to get these later games. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing. And it makes me nervous because I've got 1,000,000%, Garrett Temple, oddly enough. But I don't want to be like, I don't want to say things that I'm not doing, and I'm not playing some of these situations. I just think these aren't such exceptional plays. There's nobody who stands out as being this exceptional play that I'm talking about. It's just sort of the borderline other guys that we like that I'm not.
And so that's the problem with Garrett Temple is not a political thing, just because that you think that game could be canceled completely.
I think there's an outside chance. I mean, I don't know what to give the odds are because these are all unprecedented situations, but I don't know. I just don't. I feel like that could go very sideways.
Now, has there been any tweets or anything like that about?
Woj said they weren't going to cancel the games, which comes into a little bit of also a matter of motivation and the way you play. You could argue that it gives people more motivation, but that was sort of I really like Jaylen Brown. He's the only one who was really affected directly, but I just don't feel as comfortable with it. I think people have a lot of other things on their mind, and I want the guy who just wants. I mean, look, for what we're doing, we just want the guy who just wants to play basketball.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So let's.
I'm still playing Garrett Temple. I mean, I'm not giving up on this value yet. Like, you know what I mean? I do believe in a little bit, and we need some value.
Explain to me the Garrett Temple play.
It's just the late game thing. It's strictly the late game thing. So if what's disturbing me is that if I'm going to take that stance, maybe I just play JJ Redick instead of him.
But what I meant was that Garrett Temple as a play, regardless of this, is why did we like him? I forgot.
He's playing 28 minutes a game. He's 3,300. We need value. That's basically my answer for that.
Now, the other thing from that game,
Exceptional play. I think JJ Redick, as you called out earlier, is maybe enough of the same play that we can just play JJ Redick.
well, what the other guy that you mentioned from that game, that you thought was relevant was Halliburton.
I didn't want to play him.
No, I know, but as is impacting
Others, yeah.
impacting, say, Buddy Hield and others. Do we have any news on him yet?
Not yet, and I don't expect some news to come out till late, and I expect weird things to happen. And we have the Clippers stuff, and we actually have people speculating on Paul George, whether he's going to play or not. To be honest, right now, I don't know. I honestly don't know whether he's going to play. I just don't. I really don't know.
Well, we don't know. I mean, no, that's why we're preparing. So maybe he actually did hurt his ankle. Maybe his ankle is hurt. I mean, it's it's. I think he doesn't play because why else would Kawhi play?
It seems logical, except for that there's Tyronn Lue is a different coach than Doc Rivers, and maybe there's a attitude of let's just win. Disappointed in previous performances. I think they lost last night, right?
Who?
The Clippers.
Yes.
That's the answer for me.
You just want to get the W.
It's not just about it's about like for a team that gets so scrutinized and so criticized and it's so everywhere you hear, it feels like you try to put your best foot forward.
Well, let's analyze this one. Let's analyze the first bunch of games first, right? So what's interesting about these 3 7:00 games is that they have 3 of the top projected scorers on the whole slate, right? Between James Harden, Westbrook / Beal, right? Or and Embiid. I just keep going back to what you said about if Harden ends up being really, really low owned, are we like kind of dumb for not playing him? And we've had this discussion about Harden like every time he plays in the last like 3 years. Just make sure that you don't let Harden go off at 5%. Because he can always put 100 up. You know what I mean? Like it's always possible.
Right.
And considering the uncertainty of some of the late games, when you think about it, maybe it's not such a bad idea to take the Harden at 7:00, hope to put up a number. You know what I mean? And then not to say like root for chaos and shit happening. You know what I mean? But
just embrace the possibility of it being a potentially realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very logical way to go. Now, the other thing that's interesting about this game is that again, it worried me yesterday when I saw the kind of late Q tag come in on what's his name on Kawhi. No, on Paul George. So what did this Christian Wood thing?
Yeah, it makes me too nervous to where I want to take a stand. Where I did want to take a stand on him earlier today. I think we should be looking at Mitchell Robinson at center. We have no Nerlens Noel tonight. Yeah, I think that even on a back-to-back, it's not like he's playing 30 minutes a night. So maybe he does get 30 minutes. And we just saw what Jared Allen did. Similar-ish players. Jared Allen's a better player, but it's worth considering that situation as well.
It's not Omari Spellman season?
It's possible. It certainly is possible. I mean,
we played him in worse spots.
I don't know if we've played him in worse spots. If he's announced as a starter,
this is exactly the guy that we were worried about for Gobert, right?
Yeah,
the guy who could pull him out. And Mitch Robinson is is always Mr. Foul Trouble. I mean, if Omari Spellman plays 25 minutes somehow, that's 3K.
Let's take a quick look at the other Knicks bigs because I actually think this matters quite a bit.
The other Knicks bigs is Julius Randle now like locked in for 40 minutes, right?
Who already played that the last night. So actually, I think it gives a little bit more credit to your argument there.
There's nobody. There's just nobody. They can't really play small with Gobert in the game.
Right.
This Spellman just has to get minutes, right?
I'm kind of into this a little bit, to be honest with you.
I'm kind of the impression that he's going to be chalky. That's my.
Let's see a second. Hold on, we're still getting news in. What's this?
What do we got?
Osman is starting ahead of Damian Dotson.
Okay.
That matters a little bit. The problem is his production tends to go down as he tends to start over the start. Even though I know he started last game, but that was because they're still missing Exum. I think that does make him a little bit better of a player.
Gary Clark is starting.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
I'm just.
No, I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah.
Played him before. Bacon, I'm not playing him. So Fournier remains questionable. He's leaning towards trying to play.
He's out.
What?
I got a message that he was ruled out before. Let me double check that.
Oh, could be. Mine from like 45 minutes ago. It says he's leaning towards trying to play, whatever that means.
He's officially out.
Okay. So Fournier is out. So all these guys like Ross and Carmelo Anthony, as far as I'm concerned, and the guy we don't like to play, but Aaron Gordon's been doing better.
I mean, he's not. Give me the minutes. Like, fine. I don't trust the minutes.
Okay.
I mean, I know he's like. I actually like Cole Anthony. Aaron Gordon, it just feels like you're just making a play to make a play. Like, it doesn't feel like there's anything he's done that warrants this, except for that he got hot from 3-point range early in the last game. And I just don't want to play that guy.
All right, screw him. All right. What about on the Cleveland side? So Osman we think is too expensive, and we prefer him off the bench.
I sort of like Osman though. I'm open to this Osman thing. I like him running with the bench unit, but he sort of runs with he played 38 minutes like 2 days ago. I think in a blowout, I think he's going to play minutes without Exum and Garland. I just think he's actually I think he's become a really good play, actually.
I like by the way K9. I like Okoro a little bit. I don't know about today. I don't know about 34 minutes either. He's definitely. I think he is a FanDuel type play because, like I said, he's active. He's not much of a shooter, so I think he can get some stuff that'll help him out on FanDuel a little bit more. I didn't really think about him too much. What is his position on FanDuel? Because small forward, there's some interesting, people I'd rather play.
Right.
So I don't know if I need to do that. So again, what we're trying to do here, guys, is trying to just give a little bit. That's why I'm trying to push Bobby, just a little extra push towards these early games, just see if we can't squeeze something in, just in case. Just in case what happened. Unfortunately, what happened.
The problem is I love the late games. I really love them. So let's get into the early ones.
You know what? I had like 50% of my COVID exposure in that freaking Sacramento game that got canceled when COVID hit. You know what I mean? And it's Sacramento again. You know what I mean? So these things I remember. So I like the thing you said to think about. I didn't realize the George Hill thing, but the Jaylen Brown thing, you've discussed him quite a bit as him being very political. And could go one of two ways. He could sit out, or he could freaking
go nuts,
put up 70, and then stop the game and appeal to the masses. You know what I mean? That's possible too. And the other guy who's one of the cerebral guys is Malcolm Brogdon. Another guy just throw into the mix.
Yeah, and honestly, I was considering him, and I've X'd the Bucks. I've tried to X the Bucks. I just had to line up with the Buck in
Bucks.
I know it started with George Hill last time, but I have a hard time believing that they won't have some sort of a feeling some way about this. I'm just looking at motivation too.
I'll tell you something else. Obviously the team that's most likely, not most likely, even though the game's not at home, but what about Washington, right?
I totally agree. I'm totally on that same page, and it freaks me out a little bit. But we should know about that one first, because that is, if they announce that at 4:07, then F you. That's
right.
There's no choice. But if we're going to speculate on things that are going to happen 3 hours from now, when things that are happening now I didn't expect to be happening 3 hours ago,
right?
That's a different story,
right? So the other guy, again, from the Washington game, aside from the guys we've discussed already, I gave this guy just a little tiny bit of whatever, but I want to just keep on pushing this guy as a good player. I mean, he had a terrible game in his last game against Brooklyn, but this Denny Avdija, or however you pronounce him, he's really good. I mean, I like him a lot. He's 4,500.
As a player, I totally agree.
Yeah, and he's 4,500.
I don't like him for DFS, but I do like him as a player.
Yeah. And then who else from Washington? I kind of got into Beal a little bit, dude.
I love Beal. Let's see. We got some more news. Marcus Smart will play. Marcus Smart will play. Jeff Teague ruled out. It actually makes everything that I said about the later games a little bit better, because this is a later announcement. So
What do you mean?
I think that it makes people a little bit safer if we get the official word that Marcus Smart is playing, because he is a pretty active guy too, and that's a Celtics team. I think we can treat it with a little bit more of, okay, maybe we can relax. And I know it seems crazy over the top, but guys, we've done this a bunch of times, and we've done shows that didn't have any games play, and they were right after. We had games that were canceled after they started. We've been through it all, so just understand where we're coming from.
We've had baseball games, guys walk off the field. We've seen a lot of shit in the past 6 months.
It's true.
That's for sure. Okay, so I like basketball wasn't as variant enough with this information. All right, so anything else from Philly? We talked about this before. We had a little bit of Seth Curry discussion. I don't think I'm going to get to him. I do think I want to go back to the Ben Simmons thing, man. I think I might try a little bit more of him than I don't know. Again, he has that triple-double upside in him, although he hasn't shown up all that often. But this is the perfect matchup for that to happen. So I think that I'm gonna definitely get some of him. Do we still like Charlotte and Atlanta as much as we did before?
Yeah, I still like Charlotte's side of it. I think that they're all
right. You're having an issue finding the run back with Washington. I mean, with Atlanta, right?
Hunter is my favorite run back still, and nothing's really changed on that front, unfortunately, for me.
Oh, who needs it? So you see,
I'm a little concerned also about how high a percentage like LaMelo is going to be owned on an 11-game slate. It's not that he won't get those numbers, but even if he gets like 35 or 40, you're fine. Like, yeah, sure, we'll take 40 out of him, but like you don't need every bit of it. So he and PJ Washington, even though I like both of them quite a bit, are two guys you can kind of go, well, if the ownership is going to be that crazy.
Right. PJ Washington's going to be very chalky.
I know, it's just really odd. Is Kelly Olynyk, did something get downgraded with him? No. I just have to look at my starting lineups page.
Terry Rozier at 6,300. He could do it, man. I've seen it.
Who are you talking about?
Terry Rozier. I've seen it happen.
No, I'm into it. I've got some Rozier. I like all of the guys on that side, to be honest with you. So you got a Okoro and Osman starting. It's probably good for a court. Wow, they really are shorter-handed than I thought.
So I had another thought, by the way. I didn't even realize this until I was building FanDuel lineups. Talk about the Boston-Miami game for just a second. You know, Tristan Thompson is power forward eligible on FanDuel. I got a hankering to do that.
I get it. I like it.
That was pretty much all. And again, I was really wanted to play. Like Jaylen Brown was actually one of my guys on FanDuel who just projects well, and his ownership isn't going to be that bad. So I really am hoping that he plays with intent. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like Ben Simmons on FanDuel better, and that's weird. I really like him over there.
I have him at like 6% ownership on FanDuel.
Okay, I'm just saying I like him over there.
I mean, no. I don't mean how much I have of him. I mean how much his ownership projection.
Yeah, it's just that's partly what I like about him. And the thing that worries me,
DraftKings.
I worry less about the later games, but like the Fox, what's it called, combination is obvious here. I feel like Fox and Levine to me makes a lot of sense.
It's a little too obvious, or no?
If we're gonna get, like, why aren't we just playing Kyle Lowry or Fred VanVleet? You know?
Yeah, guys. By the way, I misspoke, but I was looking at my Simmons ownership. That was on DraftKings, like 6%. FanDuel is going to get owned.
Right. So in terms of FanDuel, some stuff like real quick, just
take your time.
Yeah. So I like Capella, but I feel like the ownership's a little bit higher than I want. I think it's interesting that I like both Drummond and Embiid to spend up on. I'm still very interested in this Mitch Robinson thing. Look, we know the coach. That's all we can know, right? Can't know everything. Come on, bro. You know I'm on there.
I just don't know if Noel being out boosts Mitch Robinson's minutes.
It doesn't even matter. Like, well, so why, other than foul trouble, would he not play against Gobert as many minutes as he can? If you have a coach who thinks if you're starting, you play as many minutes as you can, but I've got another version of you to play. He doesn't have that other version. He's got Spellman. It's different on FanDuel too, because Mitch Robinson. We can joke about stocks and how they come fluky. They don't come fluky for that guy. He's going to get 4.
No, he seeks them out.
Yeah, he's going to get steals. He's going to get blocks. I sort of like the idea of going with him as a cheaper center option who's going to be a little bit low owned. The other one is Wendell Carter in the late game.
Yep.
It just feels way too cheap, and there is some real upside there. But that's one I will probably, just because of the nature of the weird environment that we're living in, probably play a little bit of him more in stacks. And it's no other reason than that. I just think playing him solo as the only person from that game, well, then I'm doing something. The one weird part is that if I'm going to do that, I also kind of want to play the 3,900 Zubac.
3,900 Zubac.
He's super cheap on FanDuel. I think he's interesting. I think he's in play. The minutes, it should be a decent enough matchup. I'm not saying I love it or anything. I think he's in play. If we're gonna go really cheap and creative, let's get creative.
Let me see what my centers.
He can't score 40 fantasy points, and he's 3,900. He really can in 20 minutes too.
My centers on FanDuel. I mean, like, Embiid is my favorite, right? And then my favorite low owned one might be. I always do this, and I never win with this. I was going to go to Vooch, but I like Mitchell Robinson, like you said. If you pay down, and Wendell Carter, I like them. But Wendell Carter, 4,900 in a fast paced game. Now I know he likes the fouls a lot or whatever it is, but what if he doesn't? I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What about the other guy? Do we still like Rashawn Holmes?
Yeah, but I think it's yes. I don't know if on FanDuel I'm going to play Rashawn.
No, I'm not getting him on FanDuel.
Yeah, on DraftKings, I think I might get some. I need to make my big line. You know what's funny is these work out in different ways for me, these weird ones, because I actually have a feeling like a lot of times they work out really well, and I feel like, what am I doing even playing tonight? What am I doing? But I end up with a really tight core of players. So I guess I'll just say who I'm playing on FanDuel.
Yeah.
I have a ton of, like, and just like this is all things considered, I have a lot of Oubre. I still have a lot of love for Beverly. I mean, look, I understand. Look, if you want to say it's chasing, that's fine with me. He's 3,800. I don't need a better proof than he put up $1 million last night. I understand he'll have some ownership, but it's hard to ignore for me. Buddy Hield, Zach LaVine, Kelly Oubre.
You have no. That's what I was going to ask you. You have no issues with Otto Porter on the back-to-back.
He's 5,600 on FanDuel. The upside in the matchup for a team that started winning and is trying to win, I would think would be enough.
What do you like to go right back to Beverly again?
3,800.
That's what I mean.
That's why I like it.
Okay, no, that's good.
Yeah.
And I have two other guys I wanted to ask you about on FanDuel. One is a power forward who I put in originally just as a pivot off of a chalky Bagley. What do you think of Jay Crowder?
I actually think he's okay. I think that there's better upside plays probably, but the thing is he can put up that upside. I think PJ Washington is the more obvious play. Kelly Olynyk make it less love over here, but at 5K he's still reasonable. Marvin Bagley as well. Bobby Portis, assuming the game plays, I actually like a lot tonight. And then what if Paul George is out?
Yes.
We should play Nicholas Batum, right?
Yeah.
So the good news is you should know by that time, I think.
But I'm going to tell you who my mad scientist play is, and I like this a lot.
Let's hear it.
It's actually Elf Payton.
I kind of like it. Wow, you're totally on the other. When cheats come around the other side, we gotta love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And let me just talk this out. Okay, so he was been a complete like lock chalk play with all these point guards out for the Knicks because quote unquote they had no choice. But meanwhile, he was just playing bad, and they found a way to not play him. He didn't even close the other day. He had Quigley close, but Okay, so Rivers is getting some talk, and Quigley's back, and DSJ's back. But wait a minute. But Peyton's still the starter, and he does play well. He's gonna play well, and he's gonna play minutes, and he's gonna close. If he plays like shit, they've determined that they're not gonna really play in big minutes, regardless of anybody being out or not. So I'm gonna go the opposite way. That I'm gonna play for upside, play that he has a good game. And then now when no one's expecting him to get the 30, 32 minutes, this is when he gets it. That'll be that's the mad scientist.
I like it. I don't know what else to say. I'm into it. I have one share of Elf Payton in one of my 3 big lineups on FanDuel.
Oh, that's big. That's big though.
Hey, it's 33%. Why not? Yeah. Elf Payton, De'Aaron Fox. I had the Fox Levine combination a couple times, and I think that I'm going to switch one of them. I think if I play the Simmons, you can't play Bradley. It's hard at 10K over here for a turnover prone, and same thing with Westbrook. Those turnovers, when they're 5 or 6, they add up.
Yeah.
I love Julius Randle. I love Sabonis.
These guys are expensive as hell in DraftKings,
and even on FanDuel, they're okay on FanDuel. 9 and 88, I can deal with that. I like Oubre. I like Otto Porter. I think that I'm going to mix up that combination because I've got a little too much of it.
I like the Oubre Porter. That's in my big lineup, the Oubre Porter together.
Yeah. I really like the Porter play, and I think he's going to play. Like, he looks motivated to me, but I'm okay with not having him in every lineup.
Why is not nobody, I don't know if Roto Grinders yet, but I'm a little, I want to say concerned, but why Omari Spellman is not even getting projected some places? Hold on, let me just see. It's got to be. Who's going to play the center if he's not playing?
It's a good question.
I mean, there's literally nobody.
I mean, on FanDuel, he's not. I don't know about playing him on FanDuel.
No, I want to play him at $3,000 on DraftKings.
On DraftKings, yeah. That makes sense to me. I get that.
What do these guys have? I gotta see what the hell's going on.
I need something out real quick.
This was what happened yesterday, by the way.
Guys, I'll answer some questions in like 2 minutes. Just give me a second.
When Bruce Brown was ruled in, no one had a projection till like 3 minutes to post time. So one place has Omari Spellman with like 14 points.
Pretty much what I got.
Yeah. Let me see. But I wonder now. Again, he's not starting, but they're 0. Be pretty ballsy, man. That's really not like me to do this. But even like if no one has him projected for like a single point, to just play him.
I mean, I think he'll get some projections on DraftKings.
He's got to.
Yeah, he's got to. And there's the other show coming up soon, which they're gonna get more to him for sure.
Well, it's always, but Locke is at 7, right?
It's 7, yeah. But he'll get some love in that.
I would imagine so.
I think Sexton is becoming my play on FanDuel at shooting guard, though, along with Hield mostly. Sexton, Booker, and Shea. You can take your pick of those 3. Those are all deciding between those guys and everywhere, pretty much. Who are some other power forwards you liked on FanDuel?
Yeah, so on power forwards, I like Collins.
Christian Wood is out.
And there you go. There you go.
So here we go. So let's try and make something on.
All right now, 60% Harden on FanDuel.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Right now, I have 60% Harden on FanDuel.
Harden on FanDuel. Okay. That actually makes him a better play. Like, wow, that's a big deal. There's still John Wall in the backcourt.
Okay.
All right, let me just see something real quick.
This is brutal.
There's that part of me that's going, how do we find a way to get DeMarcus Cousins in here?
No, DeMarcus Cousins is going to be like the biggest chalk play of the night, isn't he?
It depends on how many minutes they'll let him play.
How can he not play? If he plays 20 minutes, he's like a lock.
I don't disagree with you. Let's put it that way.
I got a better idea. How about like right now, I would say over under DraftKings, I would say 40% owned. How about that?
Wow. Okay.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
It's a great instant reaction. I wasn't ready for that instant reaction. I've got like 100% Kelly Olynyk on DraftKings. That might be a mistake.
So between Cousins definitely dilutes the Omari Spellman play a little bit, doesn't it? I mean,
Oh my God. Well,
or does it?
in all fairness,
Imagine that.
Spellman is power forward eligible.
Oh, crap.
Spellman is power forward eligible, buddy. We're gonna have to do this. Here we go. I've got a great lineup now.
Oh shit, we do.
Disgusting. It's gonna kill all of my. Wow. Okay.
I could tell my grandchildren I swapped in Spellman for Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll with Cousins here. I think I like Cousins now. I mean, obviously, let's wait till to see what the projections actually are, because honestly, the way
I'll say 25. That'll be my prediction.
What they say, yeah. I think you're right. That actually makes a lot of sense. I actually like that. Like that game becomes way more stackable now, right? I don't think this is where your builds are leading you, but that game all of a sudden became very stackable.
To me, what's becoming more stackable is this Sacramento Chicago game.
Why?
Well, now I make it because I could play Harden, and I could play Levine and Holmes.
Yeah,
and Fox with room to spare here.
Spellman. Actually, we should get one with. I'm gonna make sure I have a lineup with Spellman, Cousins, and.
That's what I have here. Spellman, Cousins, and Holmes. I have here.
I'm gonna put Olynyk in there too, though.
Oh, there you go.
Just make sure super, and I could actually play Tristan Thompson just to go super cheap at every position and just spend up on the guards. That's how I can get to Harden and Beal and LaMelo. That's not too bad, actually. And I have my choice of either Gordon Hayward or your man Tobias. I like both of them, actually.
What's PJ Washington's price on DraftKings?
5K, 5.2.
Is there any good 40?
5K. Sorry.
Is there any good $4,100 forward on DraftKings? Let's see. Coro, not really for me. Don't need to play him today. Don't need to play Bacon. Yeah, maybe there's no 4,100 there. If no Christian Wood, do we play PJ Tucker?
I don't know if you're right about Cousins ownership, though. Like, how are they going to do this? Sorry, say it one more time. If they're
4K?
I mean, look, I was into the PJ Tucker idea, and I think that's actually becoming more. But like, look, we already know he's going to play minutes anyway, and we've seen PJ Tucker play minutes with nothing, and it's not like a good matchup or anything. But maybe as a part of his stack, it makes some sense. I actually think it does, but the problem is Kelly Olynyk is also.
Is Kelly Olynyk forward eligible?
Yeah, they both are.
Do we like Kelly Olynyk today?
Yeah, first of all, he always kills Boston. We don't have a starting lineup yet, but he was in the starting lineup yesterday and they smashed. So hopefully he'll be in it again. What are your thoughts on Cole Anthony?
I think he's a good play. I don't know if we need him now.
But what about if you just went with, like, if you're trying to play if
you do it anyway, right?
Like, you could do it anyway. Like, he's going to play minutes.
Can I tell you what I'm not too thrilled about? I'm not too thrilled about this freaking Garrett Temple.
Derek who?
This Garrett Temple play. That's the one that bothers me.
I don't like it anymore either. I mean, I have a tiny bit of it, but it's not gonna be like a staple anymore. He was my late game part of the stack that made sense and made it all work and all that stuff. But I don't need it anymore, I don't think. The problem is I want to play Drummond. I want to play Zion. I've got too many players.
Zion. How do we play Zion now? This is like
Exactly, though. That's my whole That's exactly how I feel. How do they play Zion now? That means we play Zion.
Right.
No, I mean that's as simple as it is. If the guy's gonna put up 60 plenty of times and there's nobody to match up with him, he is just so much more powerful than everybody they have. It doesn't matter. I understand that the numbers haven't always been there. They're not always going to be. But when we're right, we're going to be right. Zion Olynyk. I actually like the Spellman idea a little bit. I really do. It's I hate that I like it though. It just seems disgusting.
It's gross as all get out. But oh, are you kidding me? You know what? What your old boss is projecting for DeMarcus Cousins?
What's that?
35 fantasy points in 27 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh my God.
And there it is. And there you have it.
Well, you know you got the chalk now.
Now, yep. Now it's Murray Spellman season.
It will lower the ownership on Kelly O a little bit. So that's nice because I do like Kelly O.
Oh my God.
What's up?
I'm just staring at this DeMarcus Cousins thing.
My old boss, he says.
See something. This is
all right. I'm looking at some news here. I got something else. Did they really projection for that much?
They sure did. On FanDuel, I'm looking at.
FanDuel, he's only center eligible. Unfortunately, he's only center eligible on DraftKings, but you can at least use 2 center spots. So that means Drummond Cousins make the most sense, I think. Yeah, that's my initial take on that.
On Cousins, yeah, the same deal on DraftKings.
Lower some of the PJ Washington ownership. Wow. Okay. Well, now I'm a little bit stuck.
So we got to do that. That's for sure.
I still sort of like my little play now. I actually he fits in well to my lineup. The guy we don't want to like, no, he doesn't fit in that well. All right, let me go back to the drawing board. All right, I will go answer some questions real quick because I need a little.
Yeah. Well.
All right. Who's your favorite spend ups on DK? Simmons, Embiid, Drummond, Levine, Fox, Zion. That's most of them, and Harden. Yeah, it feels like a Boogie Nights night. Not really loving this Boogie at chalk at 5,000%.
That's a little more than 40.
Guy hasn't played more than 15 minutes. Come on now. Come on now. Are we really going to do that?
Oh, they're doing it.
It makes sense, too. It's a good matchup. It's a matchup where he has to play big. He's going to get thrown out of this game. I bet you anything.
Oh, that'd be so brutal.
It's going to happen, you know.
That would be so brutal.
All right. Let's take a look at this real quick. Wow. Cousins. I mean, like, what? Yeah, like, I'm like the guy who was saying, like, to play him before when there was nobody playing him for 12 minutes. But, like, are we really going to assume he's going to play all that he's going to? I don't have any other size.
Now, do they need size?
James Harden is definitely, like, so much of a better player than he was a minute ago.
Right?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. If you can run it back right. Shoot, you can't. Yeah, you can. All right, Zion. This is going to take some real savings at the guard spots. Jesus. Am I really this greedy? Yeah.
What's that?
I'm trying to get one with Sabonis, Harden, Drummond, Zion, and the Cousins. So I have 3,000 left per player. Oh,
Cousins gonna get thrown out. That's the thesis.
That's what ends up happening. I'm actually not gonna bet on that, but I'm just saying, like, that does end up happening too much of the time.
And I am scrambling on my other monitor right here to figure out what I'm doing over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a tough shot here. Guys, enter any
The same as I did yesterday. It was the same, my same life yesterday.
I really like the Washington Hayward combination. I hope that gets close to Atlanta. I don't feel like you need a run back. If you did, it would be DeAndre Hunter.
Oh, what am I worried about? It's 6:42. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
That's it.
Oh my God.
You're right. Right now. You know what you're saying. Why didn't I take another day off? Right.
I'm actually happy I'm not saying that because it's stopping me to stop watching this nonsense. And honestly, I can't even go outside anymore. There's stuff happening down the street.
And we have to deal with your building manager too, right?
Well, I mean, I think that they understand the fire alarms are probably not appropriate to be tested at this time.
You think so? You think they know?
I'd hope they know that. Honestly, you know what? With them, they probably don't know that. Good point. Yeah, LaMelo seems like a great value. I like Chetty too. Is it weird that I'm not going to try and force Chetty in, but it does feel like I could play him here.
Hold on, I'm going to put this up here. Re-upload this. So, what do you think? Honestly, what's Cousins going to be 40? Probably 40%, right?
Maybe higher in the higher buy-ins.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I don't mind the lineups I have without him in my other ones. I'm okay with taking the shot that Am I? So I'm just hoping for a lack of minutes or an ejection. I mean,
that's your path, right?
I mean, it's like he's the double.
Plus, you have to figure out the right guy to use instead.
Projections times 2. All right. Well, I have to get him in some FanDuel lineup, so let me just do that first before I finish my drafting. I mean, on FanDuel, like it always is tougher because you have other guys who can play at the position, of course.
What position is he on FanDuel?
He's a center.
Yeah, then you get Giannis and Harden and Westbrook if you want. Jesus.
I think that Harden just became a better play, but I also think that is he really a better play if Cousins plays? Like that's a more high usage run the offense through guy than Wood. Maybe this is a mistake and people are going to overreact to it and play more Harden.
Well, I think that they're going to see. I think what their people are going to do is just going to go with the projections. I think the projections will probably give. Yeah, maybe. Or I think they're actually. Yeah, maybe Harden might be overowned because I think Wood actually was taking a decent amount of usage.
Yeah, but the thing is that Cousins is a higher usage player than Wood.
Right. And he's been waiting, right? He's been waiting for their opportunity.
Of course he has. Yeah, he's been licking his chops. Boy, Julius Randle versus Sabonis. That's a tough question.
I definitely think that the better matchup is Sabonis.
Yeah, just because you're playing Harden everywhere.
No. I'm just saying in general.
No, I'm just kidding around. I'd agree with you. I do like just the Randall minutes, and especially like you said, even without Nerlens and a team that plays with size. I have more Julius right now on FanDuel, but I think I'm probably going to switch more of it over to Sabonis a little bit, to be honest. I actually really am starting to like RJ Barrett on FanDuel. He just fits in perfectly.
At small forward?
Yeah, he fits in well. He's going to put up 35 plus fantasy points. He's got 60-point upside. I'm into RJ Barrett. I think he's going to be popular anyway. It's fine. I'm going to answer some questions.
I don't know how popular he's going to end up being.
You don't think so? Every time I think he's not going to be, he's 1,000,000% on because people fall in love. They see the minutes and they just fall in love.
You going to play any David Nwaba?
No.
Just checking.
Tell you what, if I was going to play a David Nwaba, his name would be Garrett Temple, and it would be in the late game at least, so I could adjust. That's
right.
the way it would work for me. Wow, it's really hard not to play this Cousins. If George Hill didn't play as many minutes, who am I getting?
Yeah, I don't mind Xing out the George Hill.
Trying to find guards with any value at all on DraftKings other than LaMelo. And that's not even value. That's just
That's just upside speculation.
It's weird, the ownership, though.
What? He's gonna be that popular?
I mean, one really stupid, sick thing that we could do is just go back and play Wayne Ellington.
We really need that, huh?
No, but maybe. I'll tell you what, this is not an easy slate.
You sure?
I hear myself ending up with all this Boston. Oh my goodness! I think I have to X Zion out of my main one on Jesus to play Kelly Olynyk.
Of course.
What a world we live in.
Well, that or Xing Zion out to play Maury Spellman, right?
It is weird because Harden all of a sudden feels like not just too cheap, but like way too cheap. But it's not right, though. It's not right. Olynyk, Washington. You can't play all of Charlotte. Come on, Bobby.
No, definitely not.
I know. I'm getting myself in.
No, and then I don't want to play. I don't want to play. We talked about him a little bit before. I don't want to play Austin Rivers.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Always this guy's showing up in some of these crunches for some reason. You look at Tyrese Maxey at all or no?
I did. I'm not doing it. Yeah, James Harden is going to be a very high owned tonight. I can just tell you that right now.
Yeah, well, Harden Cousins together. I mean,
Yes, I'll skip it. I'll play John Wall.
That's sharp.
That's what I think I can do. Not a good matchup, obviously, but that's okay with me. I wish I could get. It feels weird to not play Drummond at 8,600 and play Sabonis over him, but I actually don't think it's that bad.
Also at the end of the day, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that sucks.
Oh man, you were on something there.
I was. This really sucks.
Ready for it.
The worst. I'm looking at these crazy freaking dudes here that are getting in these lineups, and I really don't want them. Ooh, this one I want though. That one I want.
So the one thing you could take, if I'm even somewhat on with George Hill, which I'm not saying that I am, but it would make Shea a better play if I was.
Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right, so let's put these in.
Shooting guard 9K. It just feels like such a letdown spot. Like there's not like a path where we've been told like Cousins is going to be the man or anything. Like, you know what I mean?
That is true.
They didn't say that, hey, we're going to change our whole lineup and run it through DeMarcus Cousins, because he doesn't play like with guys like Harden. Oh my God, he's actually starting.
Who is?
He's going to be 95% owned.
Who, Cousins?
Cousins is going to be 95% owned. He could have at least teased us and tried to throw somebody else there as a starter and maybe get us a little less ownership, but
nothing, right? No chance.
It's going to be 7 million% owned. They have a very tight rotation now too. It does make you want to run it back, which I think I'm going to do. And I don't see any reason why Sabonis shouldn't go nuts against these guys.
Bonus?
Yeah.
So we're going to do this. This can be my main lineup.
I still like Garrett Temple, by the way.
Why not?
I really do. I mean, I'm playing him in my big lineups right now. It's bizarre that I am, but I on DraftKings.
There, and then we'll go on.
All right, guys, we're adjusting. I'm gonna take a quick look at questions, then I have to go back to the thing. If there's no questions, I'm gonna jump right back to my lineups. All right, if you had to one pick Westbrook, Harden, or Giannis on FanDuel, I would take Harden. You like Fultz? I like Fultz tonight too. I don't know if he has the upside that I need. Harrison Barnes, DeAndre Hunter is the answer for me, but at the same price, I would go Harrison Barnes. But on DraftKings, they're not the same price. That's it. I answer the only ones there. Bruno off Cousins. Hey,
No, don't do it.
For large field GPP sheets, it's not the worst idea in the world. They do need to play big. It's kind of interesting. I gotta say, I'm intrigued a little bit off of the Spellman chalk. Just kidding.
That's right, off of the Spellman chalk. Don't forget. Don't forget to get off of the Spellman chalk. That's really what it's all about, isn't it?
This is so psychotic, the way this goes. Yeah, I should have planned on the Wood thing too, but I didn't plan well enough. Shea. No. I really like the Shea combination with Zion. I just don't feel like I have enough of it, but I have more than everybody else does, but I just don't have as much as I kind of like. The Fultz thing makes a little bit of sense, but I don't think I'm going to end up getting there very much. I really want to do this to my life. What am I doing here?
Hold on, I gotta get rid of him. I want to get rid of. I definitely want to get rid of him. And this should be
bench Garrett Temple.
You like Draymond Green tonight?
Yeah. But I mean, again, like everything's weird tonight, so just keep that in mind, guys. They're all weird nights, but this one is especially weird.
You playing Cousins on FanDuel?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not everywhere.
Let me just try something. Yeah, I don't know how much I'm doing. That'll probably be. I might end up playing 100% of it on DraftKings, and not that much on FanDuel. That might be the.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Might be my idea. 3. Let's put this up here.
I have way too much PJ Washington on DraftKings, but you know, he's my guy. I'm gonna roll with him. Like every time he's supposed to be 1,000,000% owned, and then all the stuff comes out, he always ends up like 2% owned.
Yeah.
Maybe this is my night to get it out of him. You know, still too much Kelly O in my opinion that I've got. We just got to make that Spellman Olynyk instead.
Let's see this.
We got another piece of information. Reggie Bullock will start.
Reggie Bullock will start?
Yeah.
Why is... Oh, because Cousins is... Crap. Okay, let's put...
Like, Biyombo outscores Cousins enough here, right? I think he does. And he's not, like, he's 700 more. I mean, we aren't locked in. If they're starting him, though, it's just, that's what's freaking with me.
Cousins?
Just the fact that they're starting him really, really makes it harder to just want to do that fade thing. Somehow Steph is going to end up getting a little bit overlooked tonight more than he would have been. Not entirely overlooked, probably, but like more than he would have been.
We have 5 minutes. I have plenty of time. Let's do this first.
Plenty of time.
Let's do this.
All right, guys, we got too many things going on right here.
Oh, that's funny. I'm totally.
There's gonna be some late substitution out things. I'll stay on for an extra minute or two.
Okay, let's do this. Actually, I have a little time here. Marcus Cousins, fine. Put him in here. 4 minutes. Okay.
Time.
Yeah, acting like we have time issues here. Plenty.
I'm dead.
First.
I think I went a little too chalky almost with my main build on DraftKings. Too much Kelly O for me. I think I got to stop. Get rid of this Kelly O stuff a little bit.
More than we're going to go 18. And then we're going to go. That's no problem.
Do you know I found myself on a little bit of Baisley and a little bit of Anunoby on DraftKings.
Anunoby, we got to him on DraftKings tonight, huh?
A couple times, but only like I have a little bit of that game, but it's not like my favorite play in the world. I just found myself there a few times. Not my huge buy-ins or anything. I really like Bobby Portis, by the way. Assuming that Milwaukee plays.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, man. Like I have to be realistic about this.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Just,
And it's possible that I just wish that Adam Silver would make some kind of announcement.
I wish there was. They said that. There was no speculation from Woj. That's good enough to mean there's probably nothing to worry about. But we're taking some chances tonight. I have 30% Cole Anthony, but mostly in smaller buy-ins on DraftKings. I think I've got to get a little bit less of that, a little bit less of Olynyk at the same time. We don't really have any other brand new news, but I bet you there was going to be some after lock. I'll bet anything on it. Cousins, let's see. Do I want this? Cousins. I have way too much of those guys. Okay. Let's do Harden. It just feels a little bit weird because like I feel like Duncan Robinson is not that like he's 1,400 more than okay. You know what? I've made my arguments against it. I'm still playing enough Cousins. I'm just trying to find out. And I'm the one who's been trying to find a way to play Cousins every time. Ugh. If you play Cousins and Thompson, though, you can sort of do your thing.
Cousins and Thompson?
Yeah.
Thompson on you mean on FanDuel?
Yeah.
To 6:58, 6:59. So I probably have 50 seconds. 45.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're good.
43, 22, 31.
Stop it. You're making me nervous.
7.
I'm starting to panic here.
4.
Tell you what, it's going to make Oladipo. I'm just making those little game stacks on FanDuel. The Oladipo, Cousins, Harden, Sabonis. Oladipo over and a few spots over. There we go. Well, now that we're almost at lock, I'm going to be able to answer some questions because I don't have anything else I can do to my lineups. I will in the next 20 minutes. All right, let's take a look and answer some questions. Sorry, guys. What's the best point guard for FanDuel GPP? I liked
there it is. 23 entries updated successfully.
Beautiful.
Right on the number.
Right on the money. Right on the time.
Yeah, that's
Beauty.
it. All right, guys. I got to go eat.
Oh, my God. Can't you just leave the stream on for a second? No, we're good.
Okay.
Let's go eat, guys. This is a weird night. I'll stay in the Discord chat if there's any after lock questions, and we'll do it that way.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Good luck.